I've been watching closely what's been happening in Yemen, and I noticed that a lot of the media has sort of forgotten that there are people suffering in Yemen, and this is sort of a big question of our own humanity. So when I was asked to create the body of work, my first and primary focus was Yemen. And I created 10 pieces looking at 10 different countries in different times of history, and also the contemporary issues that we're currently struggling with. So I decided that what was important for me was really to give my own artistic interpretation. As we all know, in the mass media, I think the general public has gotten numb to the images that we see of famine, starvation. There's all these images that people are bombarded with, and kind of makes everyone numb. So my work has always been to try to shed a different perspective on suffering and also on different challenges within society. And through that, this is how I was able to produce these 10 images with not a whole lot of time, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. I mean, for me, my childhood memories of Yemen, what I remember of Sana'a, the buildings, the people, I have very specific memories of that time. And the one thing that I was trying to explore is really, in a sense, through this, catastrophe, what's happening is almost an eradication of traditions and cultures, structures. There's a lot of destruction that has happened. And even in my interview the other day, I was saying, I know my mother, her memory is far more mature than mine, but it's quite saddening to see the state of this country. And this is an actual space with this window. This is an actual staircase. So we decided to paint the windowsill and also to paint this the staircase. And then this chair was a chair that we just found randomly there. And what I was trying to express here is just all these political agendas that is running in Yemen that is really not benefiting the general public. And we have this an expression in Ethiopia that everybody's looking for their seat. And for me, in the process of each group looking for their seat, there's an imbalance. That's why you see the bricks underneath, that everyone is searching for power, but it's not a stable power. It's not a stable seating. And then the woman on the right, to me, this is again, I think this is from North Africa, the thing that she's carrying. And also the sword was trying to mimic the traditional swords that the Yemenis men carry. But what I had imagined is that through the current situation in Yemen, all I could envision is probably the rage and the anger of the young generation of what's happening. Not just about the suffering through starvation, but imagine if you're a youth or you're a young person seeing the collapse of your country and the anger that you must carry within that. And that becomes sort of a motivation to go into fighting against whatever power that you feel like you're fighting against. So it's in a sense the suffering of the everyday person for decisions that have been made or political agendas that have been implemented that is not working out. So for me, it's I think Yemen needs to be back on the forefront. The situation is quite dire, and what I wanted to focus on was really the beauty of the culture that I remember, but also I think the great suffering that I imagine of, mothers having to, go hungry all day just to make sure that their children are able to eat. And I think often when we live in the comforts of the Western world, we cannot possibly relate to the suffering of, someone from across the planet. And this is the thing, is just imagine, when you have to make a decision, do you eat today? Or what you have do you give to your child? And then to watch your child also dying, or whomever, I find this to be quite, I don't know, it provokes something very specific to me. And also knowing the culture, knowing the people, I mean, I can't imagine the level of suffering, and I can't even imagine what the staff of World Food Program must see on a daily basis and what they have to endure, because you almost have to shut down your emotions. And these are the things that run through my mind when I'm creating these pieces.